My throat kind of hurts, so I hope my voice doesn't sound funny, and I apologize if it does. I'm the martial arts film freak, and I rewatched Undisputed 3 Redemption.
I want to fight again against the best in the world. It's suicide. You just saw your lights go out. Bling!
Yuri Boyka is back for the third installment of the Undisputed franchise, but really the second installment of the Boyka Trilogy, I guess it's called, because he's not in the first one and he's the bad guy in the second one, but he's back, and it's really, really good. Probably the best of the trilogy. I've only watched 4 once, but God, 3 is good. We meet Boyka as a broken man after, spoiler alert, give me a couple seconds, spoiler, 1, 2, 3, he lost in the last movie. Michael J. White broke his knee, like 100% shattered it. So this time he is nothing. He has grown his hair out, he has a huge beard, no more cool goatee, and he just mops the toilets at the beginning of this movie. He limps around mopping until he eventually hears that there is a inter-prison tournament. That sounds cool. The inter-prison tournament is a tournament with about 6 fighters from 6 different prisons in 6 different countries coming together for a tournament to one winner. One winner will be set free. The rest will be sent back to their prison, or so they are told. Boyka finds out about this and he decides that he wants to join, not because he knows he's the best, but because he wants to prove he is, and if he can't, he is willing to accept defeat and die. He is not happy, and just death is cool for him. And he tells Braga, Braga, you know what? I said Braga last time. His name's not Braga, it's Gaga. He tells Gaga, I want in. Gaga says, no, because you're going to die, and I don't feel like being responsible for your death, which is weird, because I think Boyka killed a lot of people in the last one, and Gaga's kind of the cause of that. But Boyka doesn't care. Boyka comes in and just has a squash match with Gaga's new champion. And the squash match is, if you don't know, if you're not a wrestling fan, it's just where one person just dominates the whole thing and destroys their opponent. That's what happened. Boyka walks in, says, I'm still the best, and yeah, still the best. And this movie has just an all-star cast of martial artists. I don't know all of the participants that are in this, all the actors that play them. I can highlight 4, and really just because one of them is one of the main characters. One to point out who's not main at all, but I think he's someone special to always look at, is the Korean fighter in this. That is Ilram Choi, or Ilram Choi. I don't really know how to pronounce his name, but he's just cool. He's just awesome. He only has 1 fight. He loses to the Colombian, but that is a guy that every time I see in something, I'm like, oh yeah, shit, that's the Korean fighter. He was, most notably, I guess, he was the stuntman inside the Spider-Man suit in Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. And then he was actually a stunt coordinator on Spider-Man Homecoming. So I think he just likes Spider-Man. Another to talk about is the Brazilian fighter, which is Lateef Crowder. If you don't know who Lateef Crowder is, think of Eddie Gordo from the Tekken video games, and just imagine him in real life. That is Lateef Crowder, and I'm not just saying that because he does capoeira. I say that because he played Eddie Gordo in the Tekken movie, which is not a great movie, but damn it if that's not perfect casting. Him and Scott Adkins, there's a Russian-Brazilian fight. They maybe have the best fight in the movie, and it's not like it's mega climactic, serves the plot. It's just technically, stylistically, the choreography is amazing, and it's probably a moment where you actually get to see Boyka show respect, because in the last movie he was the villain, and in this one he's our protagonist, but he's not our hero. He becomes the hero over time, but he's kind of in it for himself, and they have such a good fight. It's not super long, but it's back and forth, and in the end Boyka wins because it's Boyka. Gets up, shakes his hand, and says good fight. And I've never seen Boyka do that before this moment. He's always just been, yeah! That was weird, but that's what he does. He just screams in their face and says, get the fuck out of my ring. But this time he's actually like, you're good, I like you. And that's one thing that sucks about seeing those two lose, is that earlier I said the losers are sent back to their prison. That's not true. You quickly find out that they lose. They are essentially just taken out back and shot. They are driven to a remote location, said wait for the bus, and then someone comes out and shoots them. Sad, because Lateef Crowder is awesome. And then there are our three main fighters, I guess. There's, of course, Boyka, Scott Adkins. There is Turbo, the American, who is played by Michael Shannon. Nah. It's not that guy. There you go. That one. Never seen him before, huh? And then there is the villain, the Colombian, who is played by Marco Zaror, which I'm very confident that's how you pronounce it. I'm just not good at pronouncing it. Marco Zaror is an amazing martial artist. He's actually from Chile, but his character in this is from Colombia. If you don't know who he is, you would recognize him from Redeemer, Mandrill. There's a weird one where he's a superhero. 1 second, let me find that one. It's Mirage Man. Mirage Man. I haven't seen it. I've seen the trailers, and I wanna, because it looks freaking weird. And then the last two you would really recognize him from if you've seen Kill Tro, which I'm not mega into, but I know it has a huge fan base, and the Dusk Till Dawn series, from Dusk Till Dawn television series. He is in that. I have not seen it. It's also because I don't have any form of television. It's on the El Rey network. Go check it out. I hear it's good. But Marco Zaror as Dolor, the Colombian fighter, is a pretty good villain. He's not as heinous, I guess is the word for Boyka in the last movie. He's not that kind of evil. He is an asshole. You quickly find out in the movie that the man who orchestrated this tournament has actually made it to where Dolor is supposed to win. He makes all the fighters go work during the day. They get 2 hours of training, but Dolor gets to sit in the shade, do whatever he wants. He gets to train as much as he wants, and he gets some steroids. But the warden at this prison immediately tells all of the fight promoters like Gaga and all the others to place their bets on Dolor and just fuck your people. The relationship between Turbo and Boyka is actually really interesting to watch in this one, because Boyka immediately looks at him and sees George Chambers, the man that beat him in the last movie. They have a very same style. They are both boxers with a hint of some Muay Thai in there. But as soon as Boyka sees him fighting, he kind of gives that look of like, crap. But it's not just their fight styles that are completely different. It is who they are. Boyka is a quiet person. He will speak up, but he is most of the time quiet, and he will not express himself until he gets into the ring. But Turbo is a loud-mouth asshole. He yaps and yaps and yaps, and unfortunately they are paired together. All of the fighters are chained to one of the others, and Turbo is who Boyka gets. And they bicker and fight, and sometimes actually fight because Boyka can't take that mouth anymore. And so they actually have a little bit of a brawl while working that's pretty fun to watch, but they quickly realize that Dolor is given a lot of advantages. They're like, oh, this doesn't feel right. So they take their work time and decide, oh, let's use this to train. And they quickly become friends until eventually Turbo gets beat up by some prison guards, and Boyka beats the shit out of them and frees him. Cool moment. Sorry if that's a spoiler, but this movie came out in 2010. I brought up Gaga earlier. Gaga is back for this movie, and I just enjoy his character. He is a fun guy. Yeah, he's a prick because he's self-obsessed and doesn't give a shit about anyone else. But they just do little things with this character that are fun. Last movie, he was obsessed with fast food, and this one, he is trying to kick that, and he is eating nothing but vegetables. And then, spoiler, towards the end, you see him eating a burger, and he is damn near having an orgasm with that burger. The fights in this movie may be the best in the entire trilogy. I think that the second one, the first two are very choreography-wise stylish, and then sacrifice a little bit of that for the storytelling, which is perfectly fine. And then this one, really, it hammers you with the technical side of choreography. The first few fights are all squash matches. You know, Boyka gets his way into the tournament, beats his first opponent. Lateef Crowder beats his first opponent. Turbo beats his first opponent. Sadly, Yerim Choi is the first opponent of the Colombian, and he gets destroyed. And then it's such a technical fight between Lateef Crowder and Scott Adkins that is so fun to watch. And then towards the end, the very last fight, I guess, between Dolor and Boyka, where Dolor has just been such an asshole, and you're like, yeah, he's going to get what's coming to him. But no, Boyka's losing most of the fight, and then he has to come back and redeem himself. Redemption. That's what the movie's called.
Before, you thought I wouldn't fight no more. Yo, I'm back still, taking my opponents to the floor. Look at my face, and you see the hatred in my eyes. I'm stopping with my way of life. That's me. I started off.
But the fights, technically, choreography, story, all of it is just perfect. It's probably the best fights in the entire trilogy of the Boyka Trilogy. And then the ending is super satisfying if you actually, if you're like me and you love the Boyka character. This movie is just really good. Isaac Florentine is back to direct. He did a really good job with the second movie, with Undisputed 2. And this one, he did nothing but get better. I think it looks better, you know, picture-wise. And I think that the fights are shot better. He did a little bit of a style change with the shooting of the fight scenes that worked really well, and he is just good at directing action. So like I said, this movie is the best in the trilogy. The story is, you know, it's nothing special. It's still a B movie. It's just, you know, it's a tournament movie. But the little side stories of Boyka and Turbo's friendship, starting out as a rivalry, becoming friends, Dolor being given all these advantages, and the warden telling all the promoters, put your money on this man, we've made it to where he's going to win. And then some stuff that happens in between that. It's all really fun and really cool. And then, of course, the fights are freaking great. Maybe the best Scott Adkins fights, except for maybe one or two movies I can think of. Scott Adkins is just so good at his job. This movie's cast of martial artists is maybe one of the most perfect I've seen in a really long time. I haven't been excited like I am with this cast until this movie that's coming out soon called Triple Threat. Go look that up and see who's in that. Looks amazing. So what I give this movie, I'm gonna say 4.25 badly CG'd broken ankles. If you don't know what that means, watch this movie. 4.25 badly CG'd broken ankles out of 5. 4.5, 4.25 out of 5. Good movie, really fun, awesome watch. Fight scenes are amazing. The characters are all really fun, really cool. Just go watch it. If you haven't seen this trilogy, I highly recommend it. I will be putting up my review for 4 soon, which is still really good. I was super excited to get that, and I was not disappointed. Thank you for watching. Hit me up on some social medias. I am at Tristan_Glover_ on my Instagram and Twitter. I don't tweet that much, but I'm on Instagram a lot. I also have a side Instagram called martial_arts_film_facts. It's a lot. Mouthful, and I can't breathe. My throat hurts. That's where I just pretty much post martial arts facts, martial arts movie facts. From any movies you can think of, I've probably posted about it. I post a lot of quotes. I post some questions every now and again, like who's your favorite, what's not who's. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you were enjoying my videos, this series of the Undisputed movies. Thank you so much. Have a good day, and thank you for watching.